to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
There's a new food show sheriff in town, Podna. Trey's Chowdown Podcast Live will feature celebrity chefs and pitmasters with celebrity mixologists with creative cocktail menus from distilleries statewide. We'll have farmers, ranchers, wildlife experts, fishermen, and more, all for the culinary world and the foodies. Live from the Spoonie Studios on the iHeartRadio platform, Trey's Chowdown Podcast Live.
And here we are back for another day of Trey's Chowdown Live, another segment for Trey's Chowdown Live. And as always, I got a studio full this morning. I got Patrick and Ron, and there Jana's even there today. And somebody else. Who's in the back? Who's in the far back? Jeff?
That's Jeff, yes, sir.
Jeff, yeah, Jeff's back there. Anyway, all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in and for another edition of Trey's Chowdown. I got Jonathan with J2 Steakhouse here today.
How's
Jonathan,
it going?
thanks for coming in. We're going to talk Jonathan in a minute. We're going to do our little hot topic segment first. You know, I like to talk about hot topics. First of all, I think I touched on it last week, but I just like saying about it because I think it's I think it's really informative and a neat deal. This last week, Texas passed a new bill to advocate for equal pay for the people with disabilities. And a kid that owns a Blake Snow Shack up here north of Fort Worth was a big part of that. Blake Pyron, he got that deal passed with the governor. And basically, what it did was it got equal pay for them. They used to get paid a lot less, and I really think that bill was fantastic. It should have been done a long time ago. And also too, we got the first. I thought this was a neat deal. We have the first Amazon to go store that opened up in New York this week in Manhattan. They give meals, snacks, and drinks, and there's no cashier, there's no management. You just come in, pick out what you want, go through with your credit card, and walk out. I don't know, but I call it the trusting on the go store. That's pretty something else. I don't know if that's going to work, but they call it just walk out technologies, and we're going to see how that works. That's a great place to try it, Manhattan. There'll be plenty of traffic.
Interesting.
Yeah. And in other food news, we've got in California, Ralph's and Vons are looking at a walkout, which is kind of crazy. 46,000 workers from the union. If they can't make a wage next week or so, they're going to walk out all the grocery stores in California, which is kind of crazy. That's amazing. And then in Fort Worth, we had Derek Allen's Barbecue that opened up a few weeks ago. And excited to get those guys there on our barbecue list, and they've done a great job. So we're done with hot topics. Now we're going to get down with Jonathan from J2 Steakhouse. Jonathan,
thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming in, buddy. I appreciate it. All right, Jonathan. First off, J2 is in. I love the steakhouse. I featured y'all on Fox on the best steaks in Dallas-Fort Worth. North Texas, and I'm happy to have you here. Yeah. You started. Where you grew up here in Texas?
Yeah, I grew up in Fort Worth.
You grew up in Fort Worth. You went to high school in Fort Worth too?
Yeah, I went to Arlington Heights.
Arlington Heights.
Which is in Fort Worth, which is confusing.
Yeah, it is. Isn't that right? Yeah. I went to Arlington Heights too. Do you know that?
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Way before you
Back
did.
in the day.
Back in the day.
Back when it was still a young building.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, no. It was 40 years old when I started.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I was in 79 through 83. On and off, I went to military school. After I went to military school twice, same school, came back, did a few months senior year, and then went back to military school again in Kansas.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. It was good. Got me away. So what'd you do out of high school?
After high school, I kind of hung around for a year, and I was just cooking. I started cooking when I was like 15, and then I wasn't really doing anything. And guy I was working for was like, "What are you doing? You should go to school or something." So I ended up going to Le Cordon Bleu in Dallas.
Right.
And then took some cooking jobs, and I ended up at Rivercrest Country Club.
Oh, I didn't know
in
that.
Fort Worth,
That's great.
and I was the chef de cuisine there for like 3 years. And then opened a little steakhouse in Weatherford for a bit. It was called Copper Creek. It's not there anymore.
No, I remember that. I remember that, yeah.
And then after that, I went back and I was at the Fort Worth Boat Club for a couple years, kind of taking it easy.
It is easy out there.
Yeah.
Very relaxed out there.
And then from there, it was too easy. So I decided to move to Dallas, and I opened up Clark Food and Wine and Ceviche with Randall Warder. He was the owner there. And then from there, I was at Lark on the Park for a while.
That was popular.
Yeah, it was a good place. It shut down fairly recently.
Yeah,
it was,
did.
by
It
Clyde
did shut
Warren.
down.
And then I got offered a job from King Seafood, and I moved to California for about 7 months or so, and I worked in.
Is King Seafood, is that a chain? Is that a chain or restaurant, or what is that?
It's a chain, but very small. So they owned the fish houses in California, and then
Right.
Water Grill.
Okay.
So they have the one here in Dallas.
Yeah.
But I worked at their store in Santa Monica, and then I helped them open the Orange County location.
Where in Orange County was that?
It was in South Coast Plaza.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's a pretty place.
Yeah, it was. South Coast. It's on the other side of the highway from the actual
Okay.
South Coast Plaza.
Okay.
But that place was crazy. We were doing, over 1,000 covers on the weekends.
Yeah, I lived in
each night.
I lived in Laguna for 7 years.
Really?
Yeah, just down the road from
That's
there.
nice.
Yeah.
But then after I left there, I went to Dallas, and I opened the Water Grill in Dallas. So that was a good time.
That was seafood too.
Yeah. It's like,
Let's back up a little bit. I made you. I'm gonna run around the board here a little bit. When you first started cooking, what made you? What bit you the most about it? What was the bug that bit you the most? The most prevalent thing that made you want to be a chef or cook some more?
it was almost like it just happened. I started as a dishwasher when I was 15 because I needed some money.
Yeah.
And then they were like, go make chicken tenders and pot roast, because I was working at the Black Eyed Pea on Camp Bowie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Building's still empty. I'm waiting for somebody to put a restaurant in there. It's been empty for like 8 years.
You know what though? Back in the day, that place was humming though.
Yeah, we were busy,
all the time.
and it was the food was actually pretty good. They did a lot for a chain restaurant. They made a lot of
food
stuff.
was very good. They're very good. I liked it. I liked their rolls. Keith Button Hicks, he's got a story. He always tells me a story about how he tells people, in his restaurant, he always tells people, "Oh, you're just starting out. Have I got a job for you? Let me come in. Let me show you this station right here. It's always a dishwashing station."
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, I worked at the Black Eyed Pea. I ended up being a cook, and then I heard that Payway was paying busboys $7.50 an hour, and I just thought that was, the world right there, because I'd been working for $5.15 an hour.
Yeah.
You work 40 hours a week, you're like, man, I got $300.
Yeah. So you went to Payway.
Yeah, I went to Payway, and I was there for quite a while. I worked at Tokyo Cafe, over there on Camp Bowie for a little while. Just some other places, and then I worked at Tokyo Cafe while I was in culinary school, actually, and Payway.
So you went to culinary school in Dallas, Cordon on Bleu.
Right.
They're not there anymore, correct?
Yeah, they're gone. I think they opened up a commissary kitchen, and then that shut down. I know that was kind of difficult. A lot of people that were using it,
Yeah.
they didn't have anywhere to cook for a while, so that was rough for a lot of people.
Why did Cordon Bleu? They went broke, right? Were they bankrupt?
Yeah, they shut. I think there was a lot of lawsuits. I'm not really sure.
What happened?
I
Yeah.
mean, if you go to school, it's not it's not the school's
No, it's
job to
not.
get you a job.
No, it's
so I don't
not.
really understand.
Well, that's
everyone's-
what happens today in today's times. Though everybody wants to hold somebody responsible for something. You need to own it up yourself and go on down the road.
It's not necessarily the easiest
No.
career to make money in.
It's not
so-
the easiest. No, there are a lot. This career, as far as being easy, is on the top of the tail as being hard. It's not anything. There's nothing easy about it
Yeah.
at
So,
all.
but yeah, they shut down. It was a good time. I mean, I learned quite a bit there. People talk about, you try to get your loans forgiven or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, for what? I got everything I needed out of it.
That's right. Yeah.
So
You did. You learned, right? So when you were in California, what was your favorite thing about California working for them? What would you call it? King
Seafood.
King Seafood. What was your favorite thing about working? What did you learn the most there?
I learned a lot. They did a good job about teaching you like how to be a really good manager.
Yeah.
So, they spent a lot of time training on that. So that was good. That was a good growth opportunity for me. And then, we were running, in Orange County, that restaurant, if you're doing 1,000 covers on a Friday night,
Wow.
high-end plated
Yeah.
food,
Yeah.
you learn a lot.
The density of people in California versus density of people here is magnificently different. It is unbelievable.
Right.
The density of people out
Yeah,
there.
the traffic was
Ooh,
not a great time, especially in the
Lord.
summer.
Yeah,
Like,
oh, yeah.
whenever all the tourists are
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
oh, man.
Wham. Yeah.
It's night and day, though. As soon as school
Yeah.
started, it wasn't so bad.
Teacher's opened up his new place out there.
Who is?
John Teasor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on the cliffs in Laguna. It's called Outer Reef.
That
Outer
should
Reef.
be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be neat. He's Marriott. He's made a deal with Marriott, and Marriott is building a new facility out there. A new facility overlooks the ocean out there. Opens up in October.
Should be beautiful. It's hard to run a business out there with all the labor laws.
Yeah.
So should be interesting.
He's in partners with them, so it's gonna be him and them too. So
That should be a good time.
it's gonna be awesome. So you left California, came back here, and you worked. Was Kevin there at Tokyo Cafe when you worked there? Chef
Kevin? No, that was way before Kevin.
Okay.
I can't even remember the name. I think
Okay.
Kevin was like 4 people later.
So did you ever learn sushi at all?
I've made some sushi.
But not.
Not like I haven't spent a ton of time making
Yeah.
sushi.
Yeah. So you left there, and after Tokyo Cafe, you finished Cardinal Blue. Cardinal Blue. Where'd you go from that?
That's what I went to Rivercrest.
Oh, you went to Rivercrest after that. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy Rivercrest?
Rivercrest, it was a different animal. You know, very old money. Very different.
How is the country club atmosphere kitchen compared to, let's say, a regular kitchen? Like, how's it compared to J2? Give me some analogies.
Well, I mean,
Not that it's bad; it's just different.
it's very different. Like a country club kitchen, or a hotel kitchen, or a retirement home kitchen. You have a lot of cushion,
Okay.
right? You know, you can run your labor high, your food costs a little high. It's okay. The members are paying dues. People are paying for rooms.
Yeah.
You're gonna be all right. As
Yeah.
opposed to a restaurant, everything's got to be tight.
Yeah.
Every dollar, turn that light off, close the water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Management.
Right.
So the biggest difference is it's not as tight in a country club atmosphere or versus a restaurant.
Right. And then, you know, we had the same exact people came to the country club every day.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think they only had maybe 1,600 members. So
Right.
even like if half your members came in one day, you could only do 800 covers. I mean, maybe they could bring guests,
I
but
guess,
like
yeah.
it was
So business was capped basically. It was
right.
capped. Yeah.
I mean,
Lo-
we do big parties. You know, we do lots of banquets and stuff. And sometimes, you know, the whole club would fill up. You do 800 people,
Sure.
but you know,
Yeah. Well, but you've worked. What's really neat is you've worked quite a few places, so you have experiences and knowledge from all those places. So when you put all that knowledge and stuff together, it gives you a lot of different avenues to pull from in your mind when you're running your restaurant.
right. It's
Yeah, it's a great deal. So
I much prefer restaurants. Though.
yeah,
A lot more fast paced.
Oh yeah, I'm with you on that. I think these things need to be moving. It just makes time go by faster as well. It's just when time's nothing to do or it's a little slower, it just seems like it just kind of ooches by.
Right.
You know. So what did you take? What was your if I don't know if you ever thought about this, but what was the most favorite thing you learned from the country club life, working in the country club kitchen?
So it's not like it wasn't a particular kind of cuisine, right? You're cooking for these people. You're basically like a personal chef for like 1,000, 1,500
Right.
people, right? So you have to make all sorts of stuff. So I just learned how to make so much different food there.
Wow.
When I was the sous chef, I had to make they had like 8 soups on the menu and then a soup, like a different soup of the day every day. So,
Soups are big there.
Yeah.
It's funny is some places either have a lot of soups or have no soups. It's I guess are they more time consuming?
a little bit, but I mean, you'll hire a chef or a cook and you'll be like, yeah, just go make the soup of the day. It's your call. And they'll just look at you like a deer in the headlights. Like, I've never made soup. Like, what? So it's like some of the things you take for granted.
Oh, really? So is it hard to find chefs or sous chefs that have actually not chefs maybe, but sous chefs that have actually made soup before?
Not necessarily made soup, but just like they have that breadth of knowledge where you can just tell
Okay.
them go do this, and they just already
Know it.
they just know everything.
Okay.
You know, when you work at a country club or a hotel, you're making all sorts of different cuisines. It's not specialized. It's just very broad.
What was the cuisine that stuck out the most for you when you were at the country club? I mean, what was the one that was the hardest or most challenging for you? You remember?
Not really.
Yeah.
The very special orders.
Very special orders.
Yeah.
So you cooked a lot of fish and steak and everything there?
Yeah, there's fish, steak, a lot of sandwiches, whatever the members wanted. Just came in. They had a wild hair. We were just going to make it for them.
All right, good. So when you left Rivercrest, where'd you go? Where'd you go from there?
That's when I opened up that steakhouse in Weatherford, Copper Creek.
Copper Creek. Okay, I remember that place. I don't think I ever made it out there. How long was it there?
Not too long.
A year and a half?
Maybe so, yeah.
Maybe.
The owner was from Abilene, and
Okay.
I don't know, it was kind of a mess. I don't
A hectic mess.
kind of like, he brought a bunch of his own like friends from Abilene to run it. So it was an interesting time.
Oh yeah. More of kind of a circus show than a
Exactly.
restaurant person. Okay. So when you left when you left there, where'd you go?
That's when I went to the boat club.
Okay. The boat club.
Fort Worth Boat
Club. Now, talk about a Fort Worth staple. That place has been there, what, 70 years?
It's been there a long time.
Long time. And you said it was laid back. It is very laid back.
I mean, it's on a lake. It's got to be laid back, right?
But that's even less laid back. That's even more laid back than a country club, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were closed 2 days a week, and they probably, I don't know how many members they had, but it wasn't many.
No.
It was super.
Yeah.
That was an interesting experience.
A lot more people visit the bar than the restaurant there, right?
Yeah, the bar would do some stuff.
Business, yeah. So when you left Fort Worth Boat Club, you went to
Lark on the Park.
Lark on the Park in Dallas.
No, I went to Dallas to open Clark Food and Wine. I skipped a whole experience.
So you skipped one. Skipped the whole experience.
Yeah, so we opened up Clark Food and Wine and the little sister restaurant next to it, Ceviche.
Okay.
Which I think Ceviche was awesome. It just wasn't an ideal location for it.
What kind of menu did they have at Ceviche?
Ceviche was a lot of ceviche.
Different,
of course,
different
and then tacos, and it was a tequila bar.
A lot of ceviche. I would hope so.
Right. They had we did like different styles of, basically, this was before like the poke craze.
Yeah,
so there was like poke on the menu,
Yeah.
and then ceviche, and then we did some crudos, and then lots of tacos. And
So-
it was a tequila bar.
Tequila bar.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so real quick for people who listen don't know, tell us how ceviche is made. Just give us a quick rundown of how ceviche is made.
Basically,
It's always cold.
Yeah,
chilled.
always cold, depending on what it is. If it's shrimp, you'll probably want to marinate it for a couple hours, but we would do a quick marinade on, like, say we had halibut that day. Just toss that in, like if it's Peruvian, you'll make a leche de tigre, which is like lime juice and garlic and lime zest, and it's like a little sauce you make
Sure.
up, and you toss the fish in it,
Right.
season it, whatever vegetables you're going to put in there, and then that's how you serve it.
Right.
So it's
yeah,
basically still raw. The acid cooks it a little bit. You can leave it in there longer, and the acid will cook it all the way through. That's really a personal preference thing.
and that affects the texture and the flavor, correct?
Right.
You leave it. Okay.
If you leave it in the acid long enough, it'll taste. The texture will be like almost just like cooked fish.
Yeah. It's like cooked fish. Yeah. And ceviche, how many different flavors y'all have? Because that's gotten really popular now.
The poke is really popular now. I
Yeah.
still haven't seen any ceviche restaurants,
Okay.
but yeah, we had the poke. We had a couple of pokes, and then we did a like an island, and then a Baja, which would be like the traditional, and then
Island is in island flavors.
yeah, it was
Okay.
like a pineapple mango situation.
oh.
Yeah, this was a long time
I
ago.
bet that was
mind you.
good.
Yeah, the food
See,
there was great.
I told you I was going to pull from your memory today.
The food there was great. That was one of my favorite restaurants I ever worked.
Oh,
and
cool.
then we did tacos there because I love tacos.
Oh, I love tacos too. Boy, you can't beat tacos are hard to beat. Jana, that's the next one, tacos. I forgot about that this morning. So you left there. Where'd you go? Where'd you go when you left Ceviche and Lark on the? Wait, what was Lark on the Park? I think I went there one time, but I don't remember what it was like.
Clark Food and Wine. It rhymes.
Okay.
Clark Food and Wine and Ceviche were at the same
Okay.
time. I was running
Okay.
both of them for him. It was like we did like a lot of smoked meats, but it wasn't like barbecue. We would do a lot of cold smoking.
Yeah.
We did brisket, but we didn't serve it with like barbecue sauce or anything like that. And then we did a lot of charcuterie boards, really wine heavy menu.
Yeah. Charcuterie boards are popular now. It seems like they're on a menu. At least every restaurant's got one. At least one now.
Right. Yeah. That would change every day. We had a ton of cheeses.
Yeah.
We did flatbreads.
Oh, I love flatbread.
Just a lot of shared items,
Oh, shared items. Yeah. People
Yeah.
just would drink wine and eat the food.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good time. And then after I left Clark Food and Wine, that's when I went to Lark on the Park,
Okay.
which was
It was good.
interesting. It was very
Yeah.
I think it was just like Thai and California cuisine.
Yeah.
So,
I ate there one time. I didn't mean. Sometimes we have so many restaurants in the area. As you know, if I really like, I'll go back once or twice. But when you're doing this, when you're always out looking for new places and the next best thing, it's hard to get back sometimes. But I only went there one time. There's a place on Clydewood Park now that I went to. It was really good. It's it may even take a spot, but it's all the walls are glass. It looks out over Hydewood
Oh,
Park.
you're talking about I know what you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
right in the middle.
It's right in the middle. It's good. It's very good. A little pricey, but it's good. It's good.
Remember the
I
name
don't know.
of it.
I'll remember when you walk out the door today. I'll remember when you go leave the studio. I'll remember about that time. So you Lark in the Park. You liked it there.
It was a time.
It was a time.
It was a time.
I like that.
Well, I mean, I wasn't the chef there. I was just a sous chef. I wanted to take some time off.
Sure.
Like I was kind of burnt out from Clark Food and Wine, so
Yeah.
need to relax.
And then when you left there, where'd you go?
That's when I moved to California.
That's when you moved to California and did the King's
Right.
Grill.
King Seafood.
King Seafood.
Water
Grill. See, I'm just
owned by King Seafood.
owned by King Seafood. Well, I'm just all over the board, aren't I? So, okay, when you came back, and how come you're only there 7 months?
Well, I was supposed to go for training, and then after I finished training, they were like, "Well, why don't you go open South Coast Plaza for us?" And I was like, "Okay." And it was like one more week, and one more week turned into 1 more month, and one more month turned into 3 more months.
Oh,
And then when Dallas was ready to open, they finally let me come home.
I got you.
So,
Where were you staying in? Were you staying there in Costa Mesa? Where were you staying?
well, I stayed in Hawthorne when I was working in Santa Monica, and then when I moved to open the Orange County store, they put me in the Atrium Hotel across from the John Wayne Airport.
Okay, yeah, that's a nice place.
I mean, it was nice, but it was super creepy, and it just reminded me of the song Hotel California. And so did the fact that I could never leave. Like, they just made me keep staying there. So that was my theme song for the.
That's funny. You felt like you're never going to get out of there.
But it was still a good time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So you came back to Texas. And you opened up the one here.
Yeah.
And are they still open?
Yeah, Water Grill Dallas is still open.
I have not been there. I don't think they're in Dallas.
Yeah, they're in Dallas.
I haven't been there. Where is that?
It's up it's in Uptown, but like not the part of Uptown that's busy, like the part
Right.
where nobody goes.
Okay.
Like down.
So they've been there a while.
Yeah, about maybe 2.5 years.
Okay.
Now, maybe more.
I don't know why. I don't know how I missed that place. I'll have to look it up.
It's kind of hidden.
Okay.
It's good. Good oysters. They have a huge oyster bar.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
I like oysters, but I'm not real big on oysters. So what's your favorite oyster? Let's lead into that right now. What's your favorite oyster?
I mean, I'm just gonna go with the generic answer of everybody, like Kumamoto's. Because Kumamoto's are just great. But
why would you go with the generic answer? Why would you do it?
well, I mean, because Kumamoto's are great. Everybody loves Kumamoto's. If you know anything about oysters,
Yeah.
they're just deep cupped, sweet. It's a good oyster.
Where are they from?
They're Japanese oyster, but they're usually from the West Coast,
okay.
California.
I knew they were Japanese, but I wasn't sure if they were from here or there where they're from.
Yeah,
so.
usually if you get them, they're going to be from California, which you shouldn't have in Texas. It's not okay to serve them, but
Yeah. So what was your? Did you learn how to? Did you learn how to do oysters there? Or did you learn how to do oysters before? I guess you learned. To do
at
oysters.
Rivercrest we had oysters all the time.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I got pretty fast at opening oysters at Water Grill because they would have like 12 to 20 different varieties of oysters on the menu every day. So
that's amazing.
It's a lot of oysters.
Yeah, how many oysters do you have on the menu at? Oh, you don't have oysters.
We don't do
That's
oysters at J2. We do it every sometimes we'll do a special, maybe do grilled oysters or like on the half shell, but generally they don't really move, and oysters need to be fresh. So
they got to be fresh.
if something's not moving on the menu, I'm gonna nix it and get something that everybody likes
because it's got to be fresh.
Right.
So when you were at the last place you were at and you were doing the oysters, was there any kind of oyster dishes but mainly everything was just eating raw shooters?
Yeah, we would do the oysters raw mostly. I think we had oyster Rockefeller on the menu, but that's old classic. But yeah, we would just do raw oysters. The big oyster bar we did like chilled king crab over there, shrimp, everything you could imagine on like a tower of cold seafood.
Yeah. I guess that seafood tower, that's pretty popular now.
Yeah.
I've seen some of those. Some of them pretty big. Oysters, if not generic, what will be your next oyster?
I like Duxbury's, and I like
where's Duxbury's from?
The East Coast oyster.
I was going to say East Coast.
And then, what is that?
Well, I'm pulling out of you there.
My oyster knowledge has really...
That's all right.
What is that river? Rappahannock. I like Rappahannock oysters. They have a few different varieties that come, but the Rappahannock River kind of feeds into the ocean, so the salt content is really kind of low. Where they're
so they don't have that salty ocean taste to them.
Right. I mean, they're still briny, but less so, and you can really taste what's going on in the ocean there instead of just 100% brine.
Gotcha. That's neat. That's I've never heard of that ocean before. That's
I mean, if you want to get good oysters, just go to like Gemma. You've been to Gemma, right?
No. Yes, I have one time.
One time?
One time.
You need to go back like at least 10 more times. It's my favorite restaurant in Dallas. And then like late night they do like a reverse industry happy hour or something.
Hang on, we're gonna go to a break here, pay some bills because these people are greedy in the booth in there, and we'll be back for the rest of the show in a minute.
Got an old car? You can donate it, whether it's running or not, to the United Breast Cancer Foundation and save a life. They'll even come and pick it up for free. The United Breast Cancer Foundation has saved hundreds of women's lives through their free or low-cost breast screen exams. But now they need your help. The United Breast Cancer Foundation wants to save more lives through early detection by offering women free or low-cost breast screening exams. And donating your old car, SUV, or truck, whether it's running or not, helps pay for them. Plus, you get a charitable tax deduction. Help the United Breast Cancer Foundation save lives by donating your old car, SUV, or truck. Call now for free pickup. 800-245-0823. 800-245-0823. 800-245-0823. Call right now. That number again is 800-245-0823.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-452-1075. 800-452-1075. That's 800-452-1075.
Never Forgotten Apparel is more than just a premium women's and men's clothing line. It's a movement to remind us to wear American-made and serve those who serve us. Our heroes. Never Forgotten Apparel gives 20% of their total sales to nonprofits that support homeless veterans and off-duty firefighters, and 50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out neverforgottenapparel.com. Use promo code MATT, M-A-T-T, and get 15% off your purchase.
And here we are. We're back again for another 30 minutes of Trey's Chowdown Live here with Jonathan from J2 Steakhouse in Louisville. All right, so we're going to talk about J2 now. Jonathan, we talked about everything else you've done. So J2 Steakhouse, Louisville, Texas.
Yeah, so J2's, it's a pretty cool place. It's in an old feed mill.
1880, right? Grist mill.
Yeah, 1886,
1886,
I think, to be exact. But it's a really cool building. The owner had to do a ton of renovation to make it even habitable, much less put a restaurant in it.
Well, also too, they found a whole lot of artifacts when they were doing that, and they have a lot of the artifacts that y'all reuse for the furnishing, the interior, and they have a lot of stuff on the walls. It's just super neat.
Yeah, Jim Polzer liked to collect things, and so when Jim Murray, the new owner, bought it, it was full of all sorts of cool stuff. So pretty much all the decor is from the mill itself. And then we left some of the grain equipment in there. The rafters are the original wood. I don't know off the top of my head what it is, but I know it's like extinct. And so they tried really hard to restore as much as they could. And then built a new kitchen on the back of it because it wasn't quite large enough to be a whole restaurant and have a kitchen in it.
Right.
But yeah, it's a really cool building.
It's a big restaurant. It's
got about 150 seats or so.
It's spacey. You got four different dining areas. I'm including your boiler room, which is really cool.
Yeah.
You got that private boiler room, which is neat with that big boiler cap at the end.
Yeah, it seats about 14 people.
Yeah, didn't you on the boiler cap? That thing at the end? Didn't they have to cut it and re-weld or something like that?
Yeah, it was too big, so I think it's broken into 3 sections, and then they welded it back together and put it on the wall.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah,
super
it's really cool. And then we have that horseshoe bar for whiskey and wine tastings down at the back, and then we have I think it's a 22-seat bar.
Yeah.
In the front of the restaurant.
When you walk in.
We have like 100 and I can't tell you an accurate number. I think we're in the 130 right now on types of whiskey.
Yeah.
So
130 whiskeys. I think I get a little too much fun up in there.
It's a lot of whiskey.
A lot of whiskey.
Every time I look, there's like 5 or 6 more added on that
Yeah.
list. So
Well, you made me some of those drinks when I come up there. They're fantastic.
oh yeah, we have a lot of pretty good cocktails too. We do stuff seasonally, like when we don't have rhubarb now, but we had a strawberry rhubarb smash for a while, and you don't see
Yeah.
rhubarb or
No, you don't.
anything like that on drinks menu usually. So it's a good time. You know, we change the menu. We're starting in July. We're changing it once a month. Try to
Changing the menu once a month.
once a month. We were doing every 2 or 3 weeks, but we're just gonna roll it out at the beginning of every month now.
Now you're going to leave the staple items on there, and you're not going to change the whole menu every month, are you?
We leave we leave the steaks on there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, sometimes we change what steaks we have in the chop house. Like I took porterhouses out, and I'm getting a Australian Wagyu ribeye that I'm gonna put in there instead of the porterhouse.
Now, what's gonna be the Australian Wagyu ribeye? What's that going to be like compared to what makes that steak different?
It's just have a really high marbling content.
Okay.
So you know that.
Marbling means flavor.
Yeah. So it should be a good. That should be a good time. And then we do change the dry age menu every day. So we dry age in house, and then we cut steaks, you know, every day, and then add and take away from that. It's almost like a live market.
Yeah, y'all do wet age, dry age. Now, your dry age cooler, I've been in the dry age cooler quite a bit. I like the dry age cooler. Tell everybody who's listening what kind of dry age steaks y'all have. Y'all have a plethora. Y'all have a lot of dry age steaks.
Yeah, it changes all the time. Like today, we've got some porterhouses on there, a few strips, a few ribeyes, and then we dry age ducks. That's on the regular menu.
I had that. That was very, very, very good.
Yeah, right now it's served with like a fig gastrique and some lardons and parsnips and mushrooms. It's a pretty good time. But like right now these aren't available yet. But I'm dry aging some akiushi tenderloins.
Oh wow.
From Beeman Ranch. You know, that's a Texas.
Yeah, right.
Wagyu.
Akuushi.
Akuushi, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have two.
Do you know where I'm not saying it right? If a Japanese guy was here, he'd be telling me exactly. But it's
I'm sure I'm saying it wrong too.
I know. Well, they taught me. They told me one time, and I was saying it good for when they were in front of me. But after they left me, I can't say it, man. It's a akuushi or something. Yeah, but that's good meat.
Yeah, I really enjoy their product. We also have some A-Bar Inn
A-Bar
ribeyes in there, which is also a Texas Wagyu.
Right.
We try to use Texas products when we can. Bring in the Australian Wagyu just for some diversity.
Sure.
We partner with some farms. We get our lettuce from East Texas Aquaponics.
Right.
Get our duck eggs from them too.
Oh, do you really? The hydroponics. That's a more pungent, fresh flavor, right? The hydroponics versus one's grown out in the regular.
He's
farm.
actually not doing hydroponics. He's doing aquaponics.
Okay, so it's in water.
Right. So it's like he has a greenhouse.
Okay.
And he has these floating rafts with these very small holes in them. And he just packs the seeds in the. He germinates the seeds into the dirt, packs it into the little holes in the rafts, and the roots grow down into the water, and the lettuce grows up out of it. And then he has like a fish tank. The fish actually purify the water for him.
Wow.
He's got a big fish tank that the water goes through.
Yeah, when you
feeds the
say fish tank, I think about a little fish tank sitting on top of the by the TV, but that's not what he's got. He's got a big
It's more
tank.
like when you're on the ranch and there's that fish tank that the horses drink out of, and there's like 4 random fish in there. But he's got a bunch of fish in it.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's really cool. And then he's raising some ducks out there.
And so how does it change the flavor profile of the lettuce? I mean, does it taste differently?
Yeah, it's just a lot stronger.
A lot stronger, yeah. Okay.
Some of the lettuce I can't, like he has got romaine and it's really good. But if I put that on a Caesar salad, people are expecting like crispy, watery romaine on a Caesar. His romaine is strong. So we just do like really light dressings on all that lettuce.
I guess it's the nutrients and stuff from the water that make it gives it more of a purified flavor. It's more pure, so the actual flavor, more flavor comes out maybe.
Yeah, that, and each time it's fresh soil.
Yeah.
And it only requires like for one large head of lettuce, like a square inch of soil.
Okay.
So it's fairly efficient. Beautiful lettuce, great guy. And then we get some of our. Right now we're getting our cheese for our steakhouse burger from what's this guy? The Grist Mill, Brazos Valley.
Grist Mill, I've seen
the Brazos
that.
Valley cheeses. We get our grits from the Grist Mill in Waco. We try to use as many
all
local
local
products as we can.
Yeah, your whole menu is you're all from scratch, and everything you do is pretty much local if you can do it from local. Do you what kind of pork do you use? Where does that come from?
Tails and Trotters.
Tails and I like that.
Pretty sure it's from Oregon.
Tails
or
and
Washington.
Trotters.
It's acorn fed.
It's what?
Acorn fed. So it's super, super fatty. It's really good, and you can taste the acorns, and it's really good.
Yeah, that's different.
That's for our pork chop, and then we use Berkshire for like we make bacon,
Right.
and we do sous vide pork belly that goes on the burger, and sometimes we use it as an appetizer. Right now, I switched it over to smoked cow tongue.
Oh wow.
To replace the pork belly, and that's a good time.
Smoked cow tongue, but that's tender.
It is. It really is. Yeah.
You know what's funny? Anytime if you can, here's what I've learned about people and their vivid imaginations and with the average person. You can tell somebody they're gonna eat a beef tongue taco and they won't eat it. Half of them will go, oh, what? I'm eating a tongue taco. But if you tell them, make up some funny name for it.
Just call it lengua. Here's a lengua taco.
Yeah, here's a marinated lengua taco on a fresh tortilla, house-made tortilla with fresh lettuce, farm-fresh lettuce. They'll eat it. But if you tell them tongue, for some reason, they jump back like they've been going to get snake bit.
Well, the first day that I was like demoing it, I was like, hey, try this. They're like, what is it? I'm like, don't worry about that. Just try it.
The don't worry taco. How about that? It's the same thing with cheek. It's like they had this morning at this deal we did for ABC. He had a beef cheek taco, and it was good.
Sounds good.
Oh my gosh, he has his homemade sauce on there. You talk about delicious. But if you tell somebody they're eating cheek, I think they immediately think of a human cheek, or instead of an animal cheek, or people.
Or it's just weird. It's just something they haven't had. So like,
yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so what else we got
on
the menu?
Steaks. We have sea bass right now, Chilean.
Right.
Doing that with a corn risotto for now for a few more days. And then we roll pasta in house. So we have a scallop with a tagliatelle pasta right now.
You have a pasta room, and I remember you have a pasta dessert room type deal. And I remember ordering that the mac and cheese, but it was hand rolled back there. That pasta, it was so awesome.
Oh yeah, we do our garganelli. I have a guy come in for a couple hours every day before a shift and roll just a ton of little garganelli noodles on a gnocchi block, and that pasta is great.
Oh, it's really
right now
good.
we're doing it with smoked short rib in it. A short rib mac and cheese,
Oh,
so that's
wow.
a good time.
Short rib mac and cheese. That just sounds sexy, John.
It's good.
Yeah. Well, I've had the regular mac and cheese there, and it was really, really delicious.
So it's pretty much the same recipe, but now it has short rib in it.
Oh, you can't
it's
beat
even
that.
better.
Oh, yeah. How long does it take to cook short rib? 3 hours?
About 3 hours. We do ours bone in, and we just put it in the smoker start them at 2. They're ready at 5 every day for dinner service.
Fresh, flavorful. GBD, golden brown delicious.
I love short ribs, especially smoked short ribs. I know a lot of people braise them, but I feel like smoking them is just the way to go. It's just like reminds me of brisket, but like the best brisket you ever had.
Yeah, that's very true. All right, then. So what else? What other good stuff we have on the menu there?
Let's see. We do a fair amount of seafood, like I was saying. We have sea bass and salmon and scallops, and then we have the 5-day duck that I was talking about. That's probably my favorite item.
It was very good. How much do you sell a lot of that?
We do sell a lot of that.
Yeah.
And it's dry aged, so you got to stay ahead on that. So it takes about 6 days to get that ready for service. For the rest of the month, we have a duck confit gumbo on the month.
Confit gumbo.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's served with 2 whole fried quails.
Uh-huh.
So that's a good time.
Good time. It'd be a good time. How about a great time?
Yeah. What else are we serving? That's most of the menu. I try not to make it too.
Yeah, you got some great
huge.
desserts.
Yeah, we have a s'mores cheesecake. That's a staple that
s'mores cheesecake.
That was on the original menu that we rolled out, and I never even changed it.
Testing. Here I said s'mores cheesecake. S'mores cheesecake.
What else we got on there? We got a mocha sundae because we make all our ice cream in house.
Yeah. Oh, you do. That's right. Yeah.
And
listen. You make everything in house. If it can be made there, you're going to make it there.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which is phenomenal to me.
We make our table bread. We have pretzel bread served with whiskey maple butter. Let's see, and then
whiskey maple butter. Delicious.
It's really good. And then speaking of ice cream, so we don't have I wanted to put a shrimp cocktail on the menu, but we didn't have we didn't have shaved ice there. So I was like, what can we do? So we made a sorbet to put under the shrimp. So we have a jalapeno ginger sorbet that goes under our shrimp cocktail.
Oh, neat.
It's a really good dish that came out of necessity.
Yeah.
So,
but that's how some of the best things come from, though. Necessity, right?
So, We got the mocha sundae. We have a chocolate cake. But our baker makes everything.
What's your favorite dessert? Oh, you have your own baker. See, you just got all kinds of good stuff in that restaurant.
My favorite dessert's probably the mocha sundae, but can't eat too many desserts.
Why? Why can't you eat too many desserts?
Can't be healthy.
Can't be healthy. Yeah, right.
But the mocha sundae is great. That's another one. That one and the s'mores cake have never changed. But right now, like as far as seasonal desserts, we have a brown butter peach cake. That's
Brown
really
butter peach
good.
Cake.
And then we have a cherry panna cotta.
Awesome. So, what's your favorite dish? If you had to pick a dish, J2 would be your favorite dish.
Probably the J2 Wellington, which I hadn't mentioned, but it's really good.
The beef Wellington, yeah.
So it's it's similar to a traditional Wellington. The duxelle's not chopped up quite as fine, and then we either put poblanos or hatch chilies in it, depending on what we can get.
For somebody who doesn't know what a beef Wellington is or J2 Wellington, can you explain it to us kind of a little bit?
So you take a tenderloin, and we take a whole 8-ounce tenderloin, and you sear it. And then traditionally you make like a paste out of mushrooms, shallots, and garlic and just kind of like pack it around there. But we add poblanos or hatch chilies in there. And then we leave it a little bigger. Instead of a paste, it's just finely minced.
Yeah.
And then you wrap that in prosciutto, and then you wrap that in puff pastry, and then you bake it off.
Yeah.
And a lot of places, they'll do like a whole tenderloin
Uh-huh.
and then give you slices. But we just do individual portions. So it's a whole 8-ounce filet wrapped in its own puff pastry experience.
Yeah.
Put it in the oven, and then demi-glace, and then serve with a little herb salad for some acid.
Demi-glace. That's good stuff, though. It's really very good. Is that a popular item?
Yeah, we sell quite a few of them. It's really good.
That's cool. So then what we got when we go from there? So we got your desserts. We got your how many craft cocktails do you have? You got a bunch of craft cocktails too, right?
I think there's 8 or so on the menu.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Quite a few.
But they're good. We have they have like a jalapeno cucumber margarita they make. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Should have brought my bar manager with me so he could tell you all the things I should be telling you.
No, that's all right.
But really the focus on the bar is on whiskey. We have quite the wine selection too.
And I love that focus. I love the focus on a whiskey.
And then we just finished construction on our patio. So that's nice. It's a huge deck that's outside under a pecan tree that's got to be 100 years old. Huge pecan tree over the whole deck.
It's very big.
It's very big.
It's very big and very beautiful.
Dog friendly.
Dog friendly. Yeah, you have dogs there, but you also there's a big bar, right?
There's a silo bar. They took one of the original.
It was an old silo. They cut it in half and moved it down and put a built bar out of it.
Yes, that's pretty cool. And
that was really cool.
As far as dog friendly, I actually have a whole menu
That's
just
right,
for
you
dogs.
do. You have a dog menu. Listen up now, guys. Yeah, he has a dog menu. So what's on the dog menu just for the dogs?
Let's see. We got raw bone marrow. So, dogs shouldn't have cooked bones, right? They'll splinter. And then we make meatballs that don't have any salt and has a really low fat content. We make some puppy jerky. It's not jerky made of puppies. It's jerky for puppies. We have like
puppy jerky, but it's not made by puppies. It's for puppies.
And then we have some like little peanut butter dog bone biscuit things, and we make dog chicken biscuits. But it's a good time. It's fun. Not
made out of puppies, made for puppies. That's pretty funny. I guess nowadays you never know what somebody would say to you.
Yeah. So the dog menu is fun. We have some pups. Mostly people get that stuff to go, but
is the dog menu 7 days? Just like the regular 7 days a week?
Yes, anytime.
Cool.
Well, we're not open on Mondays, so just 6 days a week.
Okay, 6 days a week. And I saw the menu. The little menu had paw prints all over it, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So, what else you did besides J2? Y'all open up another restaurant?
Yeah. So the owner of J2 is working on Elm Fork, which is going to be more bar focused. I think they have like 36 taps for beer. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. And then they'll have cocktails too. Very limited wine comparatively to J2.
Yeah.
And then
they're going for more the whiskey, more cocktail type deal.
I think they're going to go for more volume, and a lot of beer. And then the menu is much more toned back. A lot of like appetizers and stuff. We'll still have some steaks, and then some barbecue on there.
Sure.
And then so that's just very in the early stages. They're just putting the walls up right now. And then I just maybe a month or two ago, probably about 2 months ago, I helped La La Land Kind Cafe with their food menu. So that place is really cool. They do it's all 100% organic.
You said La La Land?
Yeah, like kind of like the movie.
Where is that?
It's on Greenville, over by it's behind Trader Joe's in an old house.
Oh, neat.
So it's a really cool concept. It's 100% organic. They're
Why do they call it La La Land? They tell you.
Probably
la la.
I can't tell you. Probably just because it's catchy. But their thing is they hire predominantly foster youth that have aged out of the foster system. So that was a really So that was a really cool concept to help out with. And then
so you made the menu for them?
Yeah, it was a simple menu. It's just like some toast, like avocado toast, and they have these huge cookies too that they serve, and then just really simple stuff for a coffee house. But their coffee is great. The build out's beautiful. The branding is awesome. I think they're about to open one in Austin, so that's pretty cool. And then I'm helping one of my friends too. He's opening a place called Trophy Park up in the Frisco Star.
Trophy Park.
Park.
What is that? A hamburger place or what?
No, it's very eclectic. So it has like 4 bowling alleys, and it's gonna have like some gaming, some gaming over there. There's gonna have it's kind of bar focused, but not. It's kind of all over the board. And then we're gonna have some fairly high end food there, but still be fairly kid friendly.
Now it's called ADD.
Yeah, maybe. But no, that should be a good time. We're placing the final
touches,
smallware orders, plateware orders, all that.
So is
stuff
it a new build out, or is it build? He takes
a
space.
No, it's a new build out, and it's the Star, so everything over there is pretty.
Oh yeah, it's all first class.
Pretty new, so that should be a fun time helping out over there.
What are you doing that when you're not J2?
On my days off,
Days off, yeah. Well, you actually have days off? That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I would if I wasn't trying to fill all my time with something.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoy that project. Should open probably in about 2 months, about 60 days. About 60 days out. And then Elm Fork is probably about 90 days out.
Where is Elm Fork again?
It's in Little Elm off 35, coming down from Denton.
Okay, and what kind of menu are they going to have there?
That's the bar focused one.
Okay.
All the beers and stuff, and then some steaks, appetizers.
Now, is it the same group doing that?
So Trophy Park is a totally different group. La La Land was a totally different group, but J2 and Elm Fork are the same group.
Okay. Is there any more La La Lands?
Not yet. They're planning on opening one in Austin, though.
Okay. So that's the prototype, you might say.
Right.
That's kind of neat. And Elm Fork? You said Elm Fork?
Elm Fork, yeah.
Elm Fork. Okay. So he has J2. He's doing Elm Fork. Does he have any more?
He's got Prairie House up in Crossroads, Texas.
Crossroads.
It's been there for like almost 30 years.
I would say it's successful.
Yes, for sure. It's a busy place, high volume.
Yeah. I can't get drinking enough water today, man. I was in the sun all day yesterday, and then I had that deal this morning at ABC, and I'm just like, I've drank so much water. It's like, sorry. Drink a lot of water.
It's got to be healthy.
Yeah, well, it's healthy, all right, I guess. Yeah. So what else? So where are you going from there? Yeah, Elm Fork, and then is that and then you just back to J2?
Yeah, I'll help out at Elm Fork and J2, and then probably not take on any more projects for a while. I just want to get some R&R.
So J2, we have lunch and dinner, correct?
Lunch and dinner. No lunch on Saturday, just dinner service Saturday, and then Sunday morning we do brunch.
Yeah, you do a big brunch.
Yeah,
I've seen some of those. Actually, I tried one of those deals. Remember? Yeah. So you've got a big brunch, but you have a really big dish. What is the biggest brunch dish you have?
A big dish.
Yeah, it looked like 2 people could eat it.
It's probably all of them. We'd like to put a lot of food on the plate.
Probably. Yeah.
But I mean, we have some larger steaks. Like we have a tomahawk that's like 42 ounces.
Yeah.
That's definitely shareable. But for brunch, we have like huge thing of pancakes, French toast. We do steak
pancakes.
And eggs.
Yeah. You know what's funny? People love brunch. Has gotten so popular. So how's your brunch doing now? Because brunch has gotten really popular in the United States.
Brunch is all right. I mean, Louisville's an interesting area. It's kind of hard to.
Yeah, you can't gauge the business, right?
Right. So you're really pulling from, like South Lake and Plano and Carrollton. You got to pull people in because Louisville is still kind of developing right there. But brunch is pretty good. It's just going to build up slowly. But
yeah, have you changed your brunch menu yet, or just saw the original?
No, we're still on the original brunch menu, but I am going to change it a little bit going into July.
Now, can the dogs can eat there anytime y'all are open? Correct? You have the menu
That's
all the
correct,
time.
yeah.
Okay. Now you said you do the bone marrow. Is that what you said?
Right.
Is that stuff you already have, or did you go out and buy that to make that? Do you use stuff for that menu that you already have in the house in the restaurant?
Well, we do have a bone marrow appetizer, so we give them one of the bones without cooking.
You just
it.
cut that bone right down the middle.
Right. Yeah.
So you have a circular saw. Or what
We
does it?
don't have a bandsaw. We're probably going to get one, but we have we buy those from Crystal Creek. It's
already cut.
already cut. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're a good company that can pretty much whatever you want.
How did bone marrow take off? How did bone marrow get started? How did it get so popular? You know.
I think you're asking the wrong person, but it's a good time. I mean,
Yeah, well, you
cook
like
the
bone
bone,
marrow
spread it
because
on bread, and it's a
Yeah.
good time.
It's great because I mean I've had the bone marrow. I call it meat butter.
Right.
You know? But I took your bone marrow and I spread it on that bread that you give us before dinner, which was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was good.
It's a good time. I mean, most of your favorite sauces are made primarily from the bone marrow, right? Like
Right.
demi-glace is thickened with the marrow of the veal bones, right?
Yeah.
So, and then most of your, you make chicken soup out of chickens. I mean, it's the gelatin from the bones that's really thickening it.
Yeah.
So,
People don't understand what's inside a bone.
right?
Deliciousness.
That's the good part.
Yeah, it is. All right, so let's talk about J2 website, J2 Steakhouse website, j2steakhouse.com,
Yes.
and they can go there and they can get. Do y'all have anything? Y'all sell merchandise or anything online?
We don't sell any merchandise. We
Okay.
sell gift cards and such. And then,
Okay.
the J2 Instagram's just
Yeah.
J2 Steakhouse.
Yeah, J2 Instagram. You're doing a lot of stuff for Instagram now, right?
Yeah, I do their Instagram and some of the Facebook stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And so then you have Elm Street,
I'm Fork.
Elm Fork. I can't remember anything today. Elm Fork, and when is that going to open?
I'm thinking 90 days. I could be wrong. You know how restaurant openings
yeah.
are. They're just like,
Push back.
we're going to open in April, then it's December.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah. Before you know it's the next year.
Right?
So would it be mfork.com? You know?
I don't think the website is launched yet.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm sure we'll put some stuff up on
Yeah.
our website, and we'll do some marketing, and
Yeah.
we'll put out our Instagram soon.
Get it done. So J2 Steakhouse on Facebook too.
On
I know.
Facebook, yeah.
And they can make reservations through
Open Table.
Open Table.
Or you
that's
can
what
just
I do.
call.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just call. Or I text.
Sometimes it's better just to call and talk
Yeah.
to a person. You
Yeah.
know, they can get
No
you a
shit.
little more squared away.
No shit. I love that. I actually love talking to people. Where is that art gone to, man? It's ridiculous. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about these knives. Y'all can see them here. Let's see if you can see them here. I want to put this up here where you can see it. I want to cut myself. I'm going to take that tip off there. So you can kind of, hey, Victor. Y'all can see these knives. They're Damascus steel. There's a guy in Fort Worth that's making them. They're a really neat product. He's also got a little hunting deal here you can take with you. They're an absolutely beautiful knife. If you know anything about Damascus steel, it's some good stuff. And he calls himself. It's so funny. I like the guy. His name is Richard Collins. He calls himself the mad scientist.
Nice.
I think that's so funny, man. The mad scientist. But his knives are really cool, and you can reach him at realrodeo@gmail.com. That's realrodeo@gmail.com. And I think his Instagram handle is also Real Rodeo, but he's Custom Blades. And they're by Richard Collins. He's here in Fort Worth. He makes starter knives for chefs, kitchens. They're affordable. So if you're looking for a knife from anywhere, if you're anywhere in the country, just look him up, and he can take care of business, and you can see him, or he'll come see you, however you want to do it. If you're trying to get a hold of us, again, it's Trey's Chowdown. That's Trey's Chowdown, Trey, not with an A. I always tell everybody the good-looking Treys come with an E, not an A. And we have all our stuff on social media there. You can find us anywhere, or you can just Google us. If you Google us, you'll find everything. But go to our website. We have all of our video episodes on there. We have all of our podcasts on there, and we have a free restaurant guide for North Texas. We have a free new barbecue guide for North Texas, best barbecue you can find all over North Texas and some in South Texas. That's there. And we also have all of our restaurant blogs, and we also have a chef's page. If you're trying to find a certain chef, or you want to find out about chefs, you can go to our chef's page. Jonathan's on there. You click on there, and you can read a little bit about Jonathan. We really enjoy it. I also want to thank, too, before the show gets off here, I want to thank my syndication partners, BigStar97.com, TheBull103.com, and WKYN1073 Rocks. These people are all syndication partners of ours, and they're replaying our shows on Monday nights and Saturdays. You can listen to them there if you'd like, or just go to our website and check them out. And Spoonie.com, we'll see y'all to next Trey's Chowdown episode next Friday, 10 a.m. Go live at Trey'sChowdown.com, iHeartRadio, Dash Radio, or wherever radio can be found. And don't forget about Spoonie, the network I'm on. Guys at Spoonie love me here. So that's Spoonie.com, Spoonie.com on all major platforms, including LinkedIn. And I would like y'all to go on my social media and follow us. Follow us at Trey's Chowdown, and follow us also, too, on LinkedIn. If you're a business guy, a restaurant owner, or chef, please follow us on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's very important. We'll see y'all at the next episode. Thank you very much for listening. I'm out.